Okay, so this is Dr. Gary Dennis Jr. and we're looking for MB2 on tooth number 3. So get the stuff situated here. So MB2, tooth number 3, already did the access. So just trying to focus here for you. Now you can see palatal and MB1 area pretty good going in with a access with a 4-round surgical burr, and now I'm going in with a 2-round surgical burr, just so I can so the head of my high speed isn't blocking the view on the mirror. So I'm just removing a little more dentin just to get straighter access to the palatal canal. Now I'm removing some decay on the toward the distal, and a little suction there. And this is sodium hypo, just to clean up some of those dental shavings that accumulated from my high-speed burr. And I use a lot of irrigation while I do this. All right, so now I'm going back again. This is the 2-round surgical burr, and I'm just removing some of the dentin, and there's a little more decay. So I'm trying to get all that decay out of there and make sure I have a nice decay-free tooth before I continue with the root canal. So again, I'm going to rinse a little bit more. I don't know why it's taking so long here. Okay, here we go. Rinsing again with the sodium hypo. So that's full strength. And I've bent my needle to about 16 millimeters. I pre-measured to be about 18 on the radiograph. I do that just to help ensure that I don't push any sodium hypo out of the apex. So now I'm just looking back at the tooth. You can see the, there you go. You see the palatal, distal buccal, and mesial buccal area. See that it looks pretty wide in the mesial buccal. So going back again, there's a little bit more decay. Again, this is a 2-round surgical burr. Just trying to get all that decay out of there. And a little tissue removed as well. See that the decay is pretty extensive, especially on the mesial. Again, I'm gonna just a little suction and a little water, air water syringe, and high-speed suction. So in hopes to remove all that decay and dental chips. And there's my surgical suction. All right, so you're looking at it again. You can see now got lucky with this tooth because the MB2 is, you can pretty much see it right away. Usually it's not that evident, and it's kind of hard to see, but I'm just trying to create straighter line access by removing some more of that dentin right on the edge that's covering the MB1 and MB2 area. And again, some suction. And going back in again, same thing, the 2-round surgical burr, and that's getting straight line access for MB1 and moving over, removing that dentin. It's usually in the area where MB2 can be found. And now, again, removing some more dentin and distal buccal as well. And back with some more irrigation. Now when I'm doing this irrigation, it's usually only maybe 1 cc, 2 cc's of irrigation that I'm putting in there at a time. I usually do this a lot faster, but I have a dental student assisting me during this procedure, so I'm moving a little bit slower, taking the time so you can see exactly what I'm doing as well. As you can see, you know, now you can see all 4 canals. It's MB2, just lingual. There's a little debris in the palatal, and there's the nerve as well. Just gonna pluck that right on out. There we go. All right, yeah. All right, so distal buccal right there. MB1, MB2. So MB2 is always going to be a little bit lingual to MB1, and it's usually covered by some dentin. So once you remove that dentin, you should be able to locate it. You know, you can find it about 90% of the time, and you don't really have to worry about perforation because the mesial buccal root is the widest root on the tooth, so you have plenty of space to work with to search for the MB2. And again, some more irrigation. All right. Just irrigating away here. And all right, now this is my SX. ProTaper makes this as an Orbis opener. This is the first file in that I use. I'm basically using it to locate canals. I'm not, you know, it will flare the canal as well, but you know, I'm really not trying to push it in too far, especially in MB2, because if you don't have very good straight line access when inserting this, there's a very high probability that you will separate the file. So usually pretty gentle with this file, and I'm inserting into MB2 now. I know it's a little hard to see, but here you go. All right, so you know, it's going in about 1 millimeter or 2, just making sure that there's a canal there. And now back in the MB1, you see how, you know, it's going in pretty smoothly right there. So I'm just using that to kind of plane the walls a little bit to get straighter line access. And now it's the distal buccal as well. And now back into MB2, and it's catching. But again, you know, you want to be very gentle when inserting this into the MB2, because there's a very good chance you will separate the file. So now it's working, and you know, it's getting a little smoother, planing the walls a little bit more. Back in MB1, very smooth in that canal, and back to the distal buccal, and into the palatal. This palatal is really big and wide open, so it's not really doing much in the palatal. All right, and a little suction, a little irrigation. There you go. Clean out some of that heme. So, a little well irrigated in the chamber and at the orifices. Now, this is a 6 C+ file. This is the first file I use. I usually will get my working length with my Root ZX with this file. Again, pre-measured on my my radiograph. So going into MB2, we're going to file a little bit to resistance, and then I pull back, and a quarter turn pull, quarter turn pull, working it down to my estimated working length, and you can see I'm almost pretty much there. I like to get it so it's pretty smooth. So just work the file a little bit. And we're there. Now I'm going to hook my root ZX up to the root ZX2 up to the file, just to guarantee that we have patency. Then I will slowly pull back on the file till I've reached my proper working length. So I'm just hooking up the lip clip onto the patient now, and I will be attaching the file clip. There it is. The file clip is now attached, and I just give it a little air in there and a little bit of water there, just want to make sure it's nice and clean and there's no heme in the chamber. It's alright if there's fluid in the canal, but any fluid in the chamber will react with the root ZX and give you inaccurate readings. So now I'm just adjusting it to make sure I can get to the working length. I have patency. Now I'm pulling it back slightly, and that should be it. Yeah. So we're right where we want to be. So I'm going to remove that file. So now I have my working length. So now I'm going to go up to the 8 file, standard SSK file, and I will be working that file to working length. Just measuring the file now. And there's my 8th file. Put a little RC prep on there, working it down to working length, and it's going pretty smoothly. Again, it will go pretty smoothly because the 6 file is a C+ file and has an O3 taper, while this 8 file has an O2 taper. So it should pretty much get down to working length relatively easily. Now that I have that to working length, I'm going to go in with a 10 file to working length, which is also a standard SSK file. And there's my 10 file. Again, tiny bit of RC prep on tip, and that's going pretty smoothly as well. Right down to working length. And that's working a little bit, and that's going pretty smoothly. Okay. So now I'm going to use my gates. Now, sometimes I don't use the gates, but most of the time I do. And I'm just cleaning the canal now, a little bit more irrigation. I will be going in with a gates number 2. And there's another little quick look at the canal. As you can see all 4 of them there. Alright. And now grabbing the gates. Showing that zone. Alright, so here's my gates, number 2. See the 2 stripes. So I hook that into my, it's a latch attachment, hook that into my slow speed. And now we're just doing MB2. So There we go. Going right into MB2. Remember, I'm just taking it as far as it goes, just to resistance, and then pulling back on it. And remember, it cuts on the backstroke. So there we go. And then I will do 3 gates. See, there's a 3 stripes. And hook that in. Again, take the 3 gates as far as it goes in MB2. And there we go, it's going in, yeah. And that's pretty much all it takes. So now you have your pretty smooth, and just a little bit on MB1 so you can see the difference there. Okay, so there's MB1 and MB2. Now, if I don't gates, I use this K3 12 tapered. It's a 25 12 tapered orifice opener made by Cybern, and this is it right there. So again, that's a 2512. It's K3 orifice opener made by Cybern. So I'll put that into my rotary motor or handpiece, my rotary handpiece, and it's pretty good rotary file, especially for opening orifices, and planes the walls pretty good. It gives you pretty straight line access. It's very stiff, so I've never separated one of these. It's pretty sturdy burr. So there's an MB2. There you go. There's MB1, MB2. And just a little more suction here. And then after that, I use a 15 SSK file to working length, and then a 20 SSK file to working length. And we're just going to clean this up a little bit. And once I have opened them all to size 20 hand files to working length, then I will start running my rotary sequence. And there we go. And just clean it up a little bit more. And pretty much there you have it. That's how to